So the latest addition to the Forbidden Unlimited list was announced not too long ago, featuring two major hits, one to Harpies, and the other to Thunder Dragon. Now Thunder Dragon are no stranger to getting slapped up by Konami, considering the deck now has 6 cards that fit onto the limited list, 7 if you count Veil, with at least 4 of those cards being nerfed because they were in Thunder Dragon. This deck has historically been a massive pain in Konami's arse, considering it has now been in and out of the meta since March of 2020. Keep in mind, we are nearly in 2022 now, so this is kinda getting a little ridiculous. So the question is, have Konami finally buried this deck deep enough underground where it won't crawl its way back up?
No.
Yeah. It's still too early to say how severely the ban list will impact Thunder Dragon meta-wise, especially considering most of the results generally come from KC Cups anyway. But for now, it's definitely safe to say this deck is far from dead. Konami should honestly start putting MC in front of their ban hammer, because they really can't touch this deck. So here's my updated post-ban list Thunder Dragon deck list. Now before I get into the deck list, just a reminder that if you are enjoying any of the content you are watching or find any of it useful, to please show your support in the video and for the creator by dropping a like on the video down below and subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. I make a ton of content every week covering various lists, guides, updates, memes, a lot of memes, and I occasionally run live stream tournaments that anyone can join. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. Alright, so honestly the deck list isn't a whole lot different to your stock standard Thunder Dragon stuff. It's basically the same deck list, only the ratios have changed. So obviously we are now running 2 Thunder Dragondark and 1 copy of Levianeer. Now because we only have 1 Levianeer and the card is still pretty damn integral to the deck, we are also choosing to run the skill Draw Sense Spell Trap. Can be used when you take 1000 points of damage. During the draw phase, draw a random spell or trap card. This skill can only be used in a deck with 3 or more spell and trap cards with different names. We're using this skill because of course, Melody can still be used to search for Levianeer, so at very worst if you don't draw Levianeer and you don't draw Melody, this skill will still give you a 33% chance to draw it, and keep in mind this will increase every time you draw one of your spells. Another alternative to this skill would obviously be Destiny Draw, but of course nowadays everyone is well aware of Yugi players and know to play around it. And since you don't have access to Veil anymore, it can be kinda rough to get off the 2000 life point requirement, whereas getting your opponent to do 1000 damage to you when you're not playing Yugi is just exceptionally easy. Other than that, the deck list is basically the same. The 2 other spell cards you choose to run other than Melody are honestly just up to you. These are just the cards I personally like to run, as Vortex is just a perfect comeback card after taking damage and fills up your graveyard quite nicely with its discard, and Gold Sark is just obvious. But if you want to try other stuff, maybe cutting the Sark so you can run multiple Lupine, it's honestly just up to you. Alright guys, that'll be it for the decklist portion of the video. The rest of the video will be gameplay with commentary showcasing the list in action. Remember, if you're enjoying the video or find any of the content useful, to please drop a like on the video down below and consider subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. Enjoy the gameplay. Alright, let's get into it. So as you can see with this deck list, I went 8 wins out of the 10 games I played, which is a pretty decent scoreline. I know it's only in Platinum, but the season reset like 2 days ago, alright, so everybody's in Platinum. And I'm pretty sure I'm 1 game off with this scoreline from getting Legend anyway. So it's a pretty good scoreline, shows the deck doing pretty well. So I'm pretty sure Thunder Dragon just isn't dead after the ban list. It's certainly weakened, but come on, we now have Odd Eyes Advanced Dragon, which is a replacement for Levianeer anyway. It's not a great replacement, but it does the same kind of non-target removal effect you need. And it just synergizes very well with the deck anyway. Still procs off your Thunder Dragon Dark's effects or your Roar's effects, so still a pretty good replacement. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so first player was a Harpy player, I believe. And this guy had the most nuts hand possible. Of course, 30 card deck still draws a pretty... I guess he didn't have the perfect hand, because I don't think he opened... Yeah, he opens a pretty shitty Oracle instead of Channeler or the other one. But it was just so much... It was just nuts how much value this dude generated. Destroys his sign, gets to add 3 separate Harpy cards to hand. Literally has the same starting hand as he began with, 4 cards. My starting hand, on the other hand, isn't really that great, so I just send one card to the grave past the turn. We have 2 hand traps, so we're not too fast. Harpy players can do standard Harpy things. Thankfully, he didn't decide to summon anything like Roach or anything annoying like that. Summons an Oracle. Sets 2 back row. Just look how much fucking value this dude's generated. He also drew a couple of cards with his Feather's Arrest. This man's got so much value. He's absolutely insane. Thankfully though, his monster's highest attack is only 2900, which will become a big problem for him in a second. Alright, so draw a Sense Spell Trap, luckily hitting our Melody. Easiest top deck of my life. Alright, gonna be searching for the Levianeer. Banishing 3, destroying 2 back row with non-target removal. He doesn't even bother to activate either of them, he just waits for me to use my effect. Nice guy. We're then going to use Roar to summon a level 5 to the board, so then we can tribute summon our Odd Eyes Advanced Dragon on top of it. This will also give us a search, so we can add Dragonduo, whilst popping the Harpy, doing a bit of damage to him, summoning the Dragonduo, and beating our opponent up a bit. And getting a search by destroying some of my battle with this dude. And now this board is ridiculously hard for a Harpy to out, because all 3 of these cards, if our opponent returns them to hand and doesn't kill us, would be horrible, because we want all 3 of these cards in hand anyway. Not to mention, they all have over 2800 attack, which is too much for a Slash. So for some reason, I'm pretty sure our opponent used the draw spell again, didn't he, or something? So he's running 2 Feather's Rest, and he used one before summoning the Harpy Lady for the double draw. Do you not have enough Harpies in grave or something? I don't know what's going on there. Either way. Returns Dragondoor, then realizes, oh, I can't beat over that, and concedes. Alright, game 2. Yeah, I don't know what to think of the last ban list. I still think it was a pretty good ban list, considering the meta is so weak that most decks can power creep it eventually anyway. And it's a pretty balanced meta, it's loads of variety. As you've seen the last KC Cup, ridiculous meta variety in that one. But yeah, it seems that no deck's really been destroyed by it anyway. Alright, so Lupine can do the standard banishing Thunder Dragon to activate their effects. Adding a Hawk to hand and special summoning a Roar from deck. So we can make a rank 6, which will just be a Bounzer. Opponent, of course, having a Kyroid. We're going to summon the Temp. Now, this is a bit troll what I was doing here, but I decided I was going to go for like nearly a guaranteed lethal. I was trying real hard for it. It's like, I'll just summon the Temperance. If you get the coin flip right, you half the battle damage you take, and you have like nearly guaranteed lethal. So I banish 2 more, summon the Dragonduo, and even with the Kyroid and Grave, we can still swing at him twice. So if he had a Kuriboh in hand, he was still dead. But of course, the dude had a second Kyroid in hand. Of course. Alright, summons his Flutist, tries to use its effect, we're just going to negate that. Minus the 500 life points. His hand at this point is just completely decimated, so he's going to make a 4000 attack monster, not even swing in. I don't know why he didn't swing in, scared of something. Oh, this card can't even attack in defense position, can it? This card can't even attack in defense position. Lightning Vortex, destroy it, and he's dead. Still had Levianeer in hand as well. Alright. Game number 3. Alright, this is our first of the rank ups. Our opponent, of course, playing Blue Eyes. Prismatic Melody. Summoning a Blue Eyes alternative. Going to swing in, but we have a hand trap at hand, so he even uses a concentrating current. Thankfully we got the hand trap, we just ignore that shit. Melody, discard, add Levianeer, add our Odd Eyes, banish 3, destroy the 2 cards he's got. Dark's gonna add our Special Summon back to hand with Hawk. Summon out the Dark, tribute summon over the advance, and then I even get to Special Summon a Duel as well. Huge overkill. The consistency of this deck is still surprisingly quite high considering how, like, bricky it looks. Like, on paper this thing looks like a massive brick, but I guess just 20 card deck, dueling deck size combined with just having a bunch of hand traps to defend yourself and skills to draw the cards you need. I wonder if this deck even is killable at this point. Like, it might have been killed off maybe at a meta level, maybe. Though, like I showed in the intro, there's still people topping tournaments with this deck, so... Of this archetype at least, not this deck list in particular. So that's not a very good sign for a deck that's meant to be dead. Alright, so opponent playing the new Cyber Dragon stuff. Doing an interesting combo turn 1, for some reason running Pharaohs. Okay, you can run Pharaohs in the deck, but it's not that great. Not a fan. Tries to swing in with Nova, we're going to use our Kuriboh. Nova banishing to try and do some damage, again another hand trap. This is definitely the worst hand we had yet. We have a Lupine, we had no Thunder Dragons drawn, so we can't even use it. We have Melody, but we have nothing in the graveyard. We haven't got a way to get a level 5 on board for our advanced dragons, so terrible starting hand, nothing synergized. Thankfully it didn't matter too much because... I don't know what our opponent was doing here. Anyway, draw Sense Spell Trap, grab our Gold Sark. Banish our boy, special summon out Dragondark. Now we can tribute summon the... Oh no, we go for Levianeer first to destroy his stuff. We can tribute summon for the Odd Eyes, which will give us the Dark Search. And there's Lethal on board. Alright, next game. Alright, so this was a Dark Magician role player, this man. Poor guy. The double sphere Kuriboh, so we're feeling pretty safe to do just about whatever we like. Discarding Dark, searching for the other Dark. Gold Sark, special summoning from deck. Handing back to hand at the end of the turn. Damn, this guy was really role-playing his Dark Magician. He was playing Arcana and using the Dark card art for Dark Magician. Absolute role-player. Swings in, we have Kuriboh. Could have taken the damage for our skill if we wanted it, but nah. So our Advanced Dragon, going to be popping his monster and giving us a search. Venus Chain. Now he would have had lethal here, only he had the illusion, so summons that, can pop our monster. So instead we're just going to summon the duo, beat over his monster, give us a search, and we're still feeling super safe. We still have a Kuriboh in hand. We should even have like tons of resources in hand too. End phase, and putting that card top of our deck so we can draw it. Hawk, special summon back Dark. Tribute over for advance, pop his monster, and get a search. Exceed summon into Heliopolis. This is just guaranteeing lethal here, because even if he was able to remove the Heliopolis, we still had Levianeer in hand. So. Alright. Final gameplay. Alright. So Lupine, banishing Roar, banishing Dark, giving us a search, giving us a special summon. So he can make a rank 6. So now if this guy even opens his core, we can negate the core. Special summons a Nashta, which then special summons Sling back from grave. We don't want that, so we're just going to negate it. Unfortunately, he had another normal summon anyway, so he can still make whatever he likes. At least he didn't draw his fucking core. Gonna bring back a monster, swing in. He must have seen that there was a delay there, so he knows I had a Kuriboh, so he decided not to swing in with a Nova into our negate, or a Bounzer. Or he just didn't know that he could have just done it doing the damage step and just beaten over it. No, because he would have used the negate anyway, so he just must have seen the Kuriboh. He'll use Dark's Fate during the end of his turn. Probably a misplay to be honest, because it meant that we couldn't Gold Sarc for a search anymore. But thankfully we drew Roar anyway, so it didn't matter. It was probably a misplay. He then activates this monster's effect now for some reason, rather than trying to... at least trying to wait for a damage step of some kind, knowing we have a negate on board. It wouldn't have mattered too much I don't think, because we just would have summoned a monster to remove it or something, so... didn't really matter. Hawk, special summon make Dark, tribute summon over it so we can search for Duo, banish 2 from grave, and he was dead. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed it. That'll be it of the gameplays for today. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and hope to see you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.